How's it going, guys? KillKhast here. Welcome back to yet another World War Z guide. You guys seem to be liking these, so I'm gonna keep on making them for you. But before we get into the video, like always, like this video if you enjoy it. The likes help out the channel so much. The more likes the video gets, the more it broadcasts to a wider audience, the more people that are able to see it and potentially make the channel grow, and that's always a good thing. Comment down below how you feel about the build. I noticed on the last one I got a dislike. If you do dislike the build, please tell me why. I'd like to fix it. If there's an issue with it, I'd like to know. I'd like to make it better. Or if I just didn't do a good job of explaining, please let me know that as well. I'm always trying to do better. So if there's any kind of criticism you guys would like to give, please feel free to go ahead and drop it down in the comments. I'd like to know. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. This by far, I would say, is arguably the best class in the game. Maybe not the most popular, but I'd probably say the best because it works in every situation. And what we're talking about is the masking grenade fixer. Last one I did a explosive ammo fixer. The explosive bag got buffed, masking gas got nerfed, but still doesn't look like they touched it too much. It's still highly overpowered. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into this. I have set this up straight defense because you are relying on your kills with your gun. Nothing from your build is going to gain you kills in this. This is going to be all defense. It's going to help you survive, to where killing is mostly your main priority with this build, and surviving is almost an afterthought because it just comes so easy, in my opinion. First, here we got paramedic revive speed increased by 50%. Those of you that have played the 6 skull difficulty, or those of you that have watched my playthroughs, if you haven't, I suggest go ahead and going and checking them out. They're pretty funny. I got New York, Jerusalem, and Tokyo. I have beaten all of them, but my Moscow footage got corrupted, so I gotta go back and redo that. For those of you that have seen it, or for those of you that have played the 6 skull difficulty, you'll know that pulling off a full revive is almost impossible in certain situations. So with this skill, you can potentially run up to a teammate and revive them with a zombie right behind you before the zombie even has a chance to hit you, and that is definitely a good thing. You will want that. Next here we got Night Owl. Masking grenades grant an additional temporary health boosts, and you start with masking grenades. And of course, this is the masking grenade fixer. You need your masking grenades. Now the other choice here is side effects. Masking grenade gas is lethal to zombies. In my opinion, this skill, it kind of lacks the punch it should have. You would expect it almost to be instant, and it's not. It's almost like if you played the Moscow level where you watch the zombies funnel into that tunnel and she releases that nerve gas and they slowly die off. That's what happens. So you need the zombies to be in a tight cluster in order to actually have this take effect, and it isn't instant. So if they run out of it, you lose it, and they have to be sitting directly in your gas. Going out of my way to throw it at groups of zombies kind of defeats the purpose of the build. So I went with the extra health shield because, like I always say in all of my builds, why not have an extra health bar to burn through? This is the 6 skull difficulty that you're probably going to be playing this on. You need as much health as possible, and with an extra temporary health boost works fine. Next here we got Cloaker. Reviving a teammate grants masking effect for 3 seconds for both of you. And again, for those of you that have seen my playthroughs, what I like to do is, even if a teammate is completely surrounded, I will actually run through the horde because it's pretty easy. Sometimes you just bob and weave, they don't get you too much, and I can run up to them, revive them with paramedic here because it's quicker, and then we both get cloaked for 3 seconds. So even if I'm completely surrounded, I can run up to them, revive them, we're both invisible, we can both get out. At that point, we're good. This combination right here has saved me more times than I can count. There have been situations where I've gotten a whole team back on their feet just from these 2 combinations right here, and we're only 3 skills in. Alright, next one here, please stand up. We're not going to go too much into detail. It's a red skill, gotta have it. If your whole team's down, you can stand back up as long as you already have it in the last 60 seconds. Next here we got Gunner. Start with Sporting Carbine PAC 15. Those of you that have seen my build guides know that I love this gun. Those of you that have seen my playthroughs can see that I'm pretty good with this gun. The hip fire accuracy is insanely good. I can usually hip fire headshots, I'd probably say 7 to 8 out of 10 times, and it's just an overall good gun, very accurate, lots of penetration, high damage. The only other choice that I can see being viable here would be my round 1. Increase carried ammo capacity for primary and secondary weapons by 10% for you and all teammates. The all teammates part is the part that I see really standing out there because it really helps your whole team. In the new levels and the 6 skull difficulty, ammo boxes actually have uses, so if you're able to carry more ammo, your gun won't run empty as quick, and that would help out. I feel like this tier right here is more preference. I wouldn't go wheatgrass because it's just not needed, especially when you're starting to get overwhelmed. You can just turn yourself invisible. So I would definitely either go my round 1 or gunner. My preference, I would recommend gunner. Next here, we go for 1 for the road. Masking grenade capacity increased to 2, and supply bag capacity to 2. Supply bag capacity is not going to be used here, but the masking grenade is 2. For those of you, again, I keep going back to this, but for those of you that have played the 6th skill difficulty, I'm sure you know by now that the medics and the fixers take priority on the equipment bags, and that is because their equipment ensures your survivability. The rest of you, like the Hellraisers, Gunslingers, Slashers, Exterminators, your equipment kills a lot. In the situation of Slasher, it's got good crowd control, but it doesn't ensure your survivability quite as strong as the medic and fixers equipment. Anyone that's in a good team will be allowing the fixers and the medics to gear up first, then they will be going and taking what's left. That's why I did not go with Pickpocket. Pickpocket, in my opinion, for this specific build for Fixer, was nerfed into the ground. Whereas before, it was a 25% chance, and all you had to do was kill 15 zombies. It didn't have a cooldown, so you could just keep that running over and over and over and over and over, and you could just keep it proccing. Now, though, there's a 90-second cooldown. And those of you that have played Fixer know, when your gas grenade runs out and you're cornered, that 90-second cooldown is going to kill you. Unless you have another equipment bag sitting next to you, that 90-second cooldown is not doing you any favors. It's 100% now to get it, but it's just not worth it. It really isn't. I would definitely just go for 1 for the road, and it's very sad because Pickpocket was my favorite skill on all classes across the board. It was just a good generic skill to have, but they nerfed it, so it is what it is. We got to make do with the bad situation here. And 1 for the road is pretty good. You're able to chain your invisibilities a lot better. Alright, next here we go under the table. Anyone entering masking grenade gas cloud restores 20% of primary weapon ammo. Now the reason I went with this is, again, in the 6th skill difficulty, all ammo boxes have uses now. Once that ammo box is dry, that's it. You gotta be swinging your machete at them at that point. If you're able to just passively restore some ammo to people passing through your cloud, why not? And actually, as of right now of making this guide, this skill is bugged, and sometimes you're able to just sit in the cloud and have it continuously restore that ammo. It doesn't always work, so don't expect that 100% of the time, but there are certain instances where it does bug out and allows you to restore quite a bit more than 20%. Next one here is a red skill. We're not going to go too much into it. It's just, it increases your duration of your masking gas, which is good. Next here, I went with lightning hands. All semi-automatic rifles with reload speed increased by 25%. Again, like always, I like my semi-auto guns. The one shot always has high penetration, high damage, and it's very accurate. Very, very good at headshots. And for those of you that are either new to the 6th skill difficulty, or even those of you that have played it a lot, you'll know that headshots are definitely the way to go. Ammo is a lot more scarce than it used to be, and the body shots just aren't as viable as they used to be. Yes, if you can't hit the headshot, of course, you're obviously going to want to go for body shots, but you're going to want to work on your headshots. Semi-autos do perfect with headshots, and I just would like to reload quicker. Those of you that have seen my playthroughs, I just keep saying this, but there's a lot of good examples in those of how I play my builds, and when I run this build, you'll see that if I'm not shooting, I'm reloading. I never want to be backed into a corner with an empty clip. So if there's nothing readily available to shoot at, I'm going to reload. So reloading quicker always helps. Next here we have power shot. It could be a good skill, but in my opinion not as good as lightning hands, because most of your semi-auto guns already have either max penetration or very close to it. So the added penetration, I mean, yes, it's good, but it's not needed. Again, I feel like this is up to preference, but my personal recommendation, I would definitely go lightning hands. Next skill here, I took Shadow Walker. Masking grenade effect duration increased by 3%, base is 6 seconds. Pretty straightforward. So what this is going to do is make you stay invisible for another 3 seconds. I don't see anything wrong with that. You're definitely going to want to be invisible as much as possible. The longer you're invisible, the longer the zombies don't hit you, the less pressure you feel, the better chance you have of getting into a position where you can fight them better. You won't be overwhelmed as easy. Next, I went with my round 2, increased carried ammo capacity for heavy weapons by 10% for all teammates. Now, I see a lot of people going the big 5-0. Start with improved BF25 payload rifle, just the payload sniper, that deals 25% more damage and has 50% more ammo. That's good and all. I mean, it's very good, but the payload in comparison to some other heavy weapons, it lacks the punch that certain other ones do. For instance, the RPG you can take out entire pyramids of zombies, and with this My Round 2, you actually get 2 shots in your RPG instead of 1. If you're looking for crowd clearing that are in your face, if you have an assault shotgun or heavy shotgun, whichever one you want to call it, with this you have more ammo. So yes, the payload is good, but is it good enough that you want to solely focus all of your effort on that? Probably not. I would rather just have a generic all the way around 10% more ammo, because not only does that help me, it helps my entire team. So I went with the less selfish option and the more viable option, 10% more ammo for all teammates. Next here, Corporate Power Nap. It's a red skill, but it's the last skill. Unequipped weapon automatically reloads every 10 seconds for all teammates. That doesn't always help me out personally, because I like to just stay on my primary weapon. I hardly ever use my secondary weapon. In all honesty, I probably should more to save ammo. I just really like my primary, so I stick with it. This skill helps out people like gunslingers a lot, where they get perks from switching back and forth between guns anyways, and even Hellraisers, because if they run Thumper or something, they might be switching back and forth. So this helps out your team probably more than it will help out you. But again, it's a red skill, nothing you can do about it. It just happens. Like always, I'm going to go ahead and go to the guns, show you how they stack up. Alright, so if you did not choose to run with the sporting carbine, you're going to be running with a scout rifle. This is a tier 1 gun. Luckily, the end tier on both has a silencer. I like to run with more accuracy. It's just, I feel like a one shot in the head for a zombie is a kill. So why do you need more power when if you could just hit the headshot, it's a one shot kill anyways? I don't know. I just feel like this one isn't quite as practical as this choice. But if you did go with sporting carbine, let's show you that. Again, I went accuracy. I could have went with handling, but this gun has pretty flawless handling as it is. I didn't really need the extra point. The magazine, it says it goes up 3 bullets here. Again, not a huge difference. I would just like the accuracy, so I stick with this one. This probably is one of my favorite guns in the game. I'm the most accurate with this gun. It's a tier 2 gun, so it's pretty decent in the middle, and it's a good gun to start with. But for those of you that have finished the 6th skill difficulty, you are definitely going to want to get your hands on a sniper with this build, because if you get the fully upgraded sniper, yes, this is the skin you get for completing all of the levels on the 6th skill difficulty, this thing is amazing. You have the dual sights, so you can actually snipe from far away, or you can just kind of look down the sight like you do your normal guns and not have it zoom in so far, which is absolutely perfect. It's silenced on top of that. The power is amazing, accuracy is amazing, handling is amazing, the fire rate is 1 less than the sporting carbine, and the max penetration is full. This gun right here for this build is beautiful. If you can get your hands on this skin and a sniper, you're gonna do perfect, especially if you're like me and you're a fan of the one-shot guns. This is gonna be your end goal gun-wise for the level. But let's go ahead and take you back to the build, get you guys out of here. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get you guys out of here. I'm sure you want to go back to killing some zombies. If you liked this video, like I said at the beginning, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up helps out the channel immensely. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of my content. And please go ahead and feel free to leave a comment down below if there's any other build guides you'd like me to do. Maybe you want me to go into greater detail about this one, or maybe if there's something you feel like I missed in this one, just let me know down in the comments. Also, guys, please let me know your favorite class in the comments. I'm very interested in knowing what you guys think is the most fun and what builds that you recommend. But without further ado, I'm going to call the episode here. I've been KillKhast. You guys have been absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.